And of course, the other element you want to make sure that you are preparing for, not just the traffic as you get your day started, is weather. So we've got Majestic Storm joining us here in the Live Impact News studio. Good morning.
Hi guys, good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's a beautiful morning, I feel like.
It is. Were you a little cold coming in, or were you just comfortable?
Well, you
in
know,
the middle?
I dressed accordingly.
Let me
got
see.
the
I didn't see.
turtleneck.
Oh, yep. She's ready. She's
got the
her
tights, everything. Yeah.
Well, we have some big
comfortable.
changes on the way because it's been actually pretty nice over the last few days. So let's just go ahead and hop into our weekend weather forecast because we're following a lot of things. So first things first, let's just start with a few of our weather headlines. It's going to still be pretty mild early in the mornings, but into the afternoons, today, Saturday, and Sunday, we're still tracking temperatures that'll be into the 70s. So very mild conditions each and every day. And when we say take advantage of it, we're being serious because there are going to be some big changes on the way. This weekend, it will be a little breezy at times, especially on Sunday, and we are watching for some small rain chances, but we're not talking about widespread or heavy rain, nothing like that. And most of the rain that's likely going to fall will be while we're asleep and then in the early morning hours. So most of the daylight hours seem to be actually really nice. And then next week, we need to start preparing now. If you haven't heard yet, it is going to feel like winter for the next couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, even into early Wednesday morning. So that's kind of a big, broad perspective of what we're watching. Let's take a look at those high temperatures today because while it's mild outside this morning, our daytime highs will still rise into the 70s. A high around 71 degrees in Charlotte, a little warmer to the southeast of us, and even in the mountains today, plan for right around those low 60s. And then over the next 3 days, I mean, we're getting spoiled. The first full week of November has been extremely mild. Low 70s today, and then both Saturday and Sunday plan for the return of around 75 degrees. Now, I don't think it's going to be picture perfect clear, but generally just partly sunny each day. And again, if you're heading out to the Charlotte FC to that game tonight, it's going to be comfortable. But once the sun goes down, of course, that always makes a big difference. So if you're heading out to the game, it should be really fun. Just grab those layers. Probably you'll want a jacket as well. But let's talk about those rain chances because generally they're not zero, but they're low. For Charlotte specifically, we only have a 20% chance Saturday and Sunday. So very small chances. And like I mentioned, the rain that's going to fall will likely be while we're asleep or early in the morning. So if you have any plans on Saturday or Sunday, as a whole, it seems like it's going to be actually really nice. As far as the next 10 days goes for daytime highs, I'm noticing multiple things. First, we have those 3 days in a row with above average temperatures. We should be into the mid to upper 60s for this time of the year. And instead, we're getting spoiled again with highs rising back into the 70s today through Sunday. And then notice that big drop in temperatures going from 75 degrees on Sunday to a high of not even 50 degrees Monday and Tuesday. So we have this strong cold front. It's going to pull in Arctic air. So a lot of cold northerly air settling in. And you're really going to notice that with our daytime highs. But even as we're looking at the next 10 days with our overnight lows, those are going to get you if you're not paying attention, especially as we're heading through Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, a low of 27 degrees. So if you work outside in the elements, now's the time to start mentally preparing for that. As those kids are heading off to the school bus early next week, that will be very important that they're all dressed accordingly. And of course, if you have any outdoor pets, always keep them in mind because if it's cold for us, it's definitely cold for them as well. So we know this cold air is on the way, but when we're looking at the wind chills, we're sticking with early next week still. It's going to feel even colder, even more dangerous, especially up in the mountains because the wind chill, remember, that's a combination of our air temperature plus the wind, what it actually feels like on your skin. So by Monday night, we're already seeing those wind chills into the single digits, and Tuesday morning could be even worse. Even here in Charlotte, it's going to feel like we're back down into the low end of the 20s. Let's break down that 7-day forecast, our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, of course. Bottom line is that the next 3 days will be very nice. I've noticed a few of my neighbors putting up their Christmas lights already, and they kind of have the right idea because I know it's just nice to be out there when it's actually enjoyable. You don't have to turn them on yet if you don't want to, but at least you won't have to put them up when it's cold. Monday and Tuesday, we are weather impact, not weather impact alert to the extent of, tracking severe weather or tracking storms or anything like that, but weather impact because this weather will simply be impactful and kind of a big shock to the system with multiple days in a row into the 70s, and then those 2 days where we're not even reaching 50 degrees. So if you like crock pots, this is perfect crock pot weather. If you want to do some cozy things inside, I think those 2 days will be the days to do it.
I love it. And great idea about putting up the lights. I always feel like never too early.
I think so too. I would probably turn them on by this point, but I think a lot of my neighbors specifically, they're like, we're just putting them up so we don't have to do it when it's too cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like that idea.
That's a great strategy.
Yeah.
All right. Looks good. Thanks so much, Majestic.
Thank you, guys.
All right.